Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the TruuuTalk podcast. This is episode 20. Could you imagine? 20 episodes already. Now, tonight, as always, we are joined by the TruuuTalk First Lady, Miss Chidi. Miss Chidi, Chidi, bang, bang.
Namaste.
Namaste. A man who needs no introduction, Mr. TruuuTalk himself, Mr. Ashley. Our very own banter bringer, Miss Milan, Millie Rock. Our favourite girl from the small island, Miss Cher. Cher, where's the bogle? We are waiting for the bogle. We're waiting for it. What's going on? How are you going to ruin my introduction like that? Do the bogle. We are also joined by a special guest all the way from sunny Australia. That's Mr. Carl. And of course, myself, DJ Sticky Fingers. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, don't forget that, okay? Don't forget. Now,
The
tonight,
one and only.
That's what I'm saying. I need an introduction like that, the one and only. I'm just playing. So tonight, our topics for discussion are going to be soul purpose and fulfilling your dreams. We're going to talk about conspiracy theories, and we're also talking about Carnival 2020. Now, kicking us off will be our very own First Lady, Miss Chidi. Over to you, Chids.
Thank you, Sticky. Thank you very much. So tonight, our first topic is going to be, what's the first topic? So soul purpose and fulfilling your dreams. That our guest, Carl, tonight. Carl is a very good friend of mine. He's one of my childhood friends, and he left me to go to sunny Australia. But his whole journey has just inspired me in so many ways. His story is just absolutely phenomenal. So that's why I've asked him to come on as a guest tonight, so that he can just share his story about his soul purpose and fulfilling his dreams. So Carl, it's over to you.
Thank you. I don't 100% believe I had a soul purpose in knowing what I was doing first. That's the thing. It was just about being able the purpose was to do something for myself, but didn't know what direction that was. And yeah, I mean, as soon as I got on that plane, I knew that was my purpose. But the thing I'm trying to get at is, do anyone know what their purpose is until they actually try and make an effort to find out?
Exactly. You know, I think that says more to me, that your sole purpose isn't about necessarily what you do, but it's about doing it for yourself. So it's like, as long as you're doing it for yourself, then it's ultimately going to lead you to your sole purpose.
Correct. Yeah, 100% agree. I mean, listen, every process you take in life is daunting, whether you want to do something or you don't. Unless you actually make that step to actually try and be a bigger you, then you're never going to test yourself, or you're never going to find out if that boundary is too much to try and do something good for yourself, or maybe I shouldn't do that next time. But unless you test your mental state to try and do something, then you don't really know 100% where you're going to go.
So what made you decide to go to like Australia?
Government. 100% government. It was. I had a business back in Cardiff, and I'm not going to get into it too much, but we had a big corporation open in the city centre next to where my business was. And, sorry for that, and my business rates went up over 400% because this business opened. And I, as a small business owner, couldn't afford to live any longer and work any longer than 7 days a week that I was working. And I felt like I was being penalized for trying to survive. And yeah, it was just literally by chance that I made a choice to actually give a visa agency a call after I've had 3 knockbacks from the council of trying to be helped. And yeah, I was basically told if I don't do this kind of now, then I'm never going to get that chance to do it again. So I did it. I booked my flight within 3 days. and I left in 6 months. Best thing I ever did.
Carl, can I ask, what do you feel your purpose was, or your sole purpose was, prior to going to Australia?
Truly, I don't think I had one. I'm going to be honest there. I don't think I had one. I think it was just getting by day to day. I weren't feeling fulfilled. Apart from my friends and stuff like that fulfilled me. But anything personally in my life didn't really fulfill me. I wasn't fulfilled in myself.
So then what's been the change? Obviously, change of country, change of scenery. But then what's been the change in terms of, other than the country scenery, obviously having beaches and nice weather, what else has been the change as to why your soul or purpose has changed, if you don't mind me asking?
That's fine. I can tell you flat out. People's mindset. When you come to a place like this and everyone comes here with the same aspiration of wanting to do something better with their life. They come with the same mindset of not sitting on the corner, drinking all night, shouting obscenities at people passing or cussing people. It's not like that. People, I'm not saying are more educated, but seem to have a better mentality of way of living. Like for me, that's enough to actually want to get on. People want to strive to do better. I just find there's a bigger population of people that want to do. Whereas I found the UK for me, and I've lived in a lot of places in the UK, I found the UK was I couldn't stand to be around society much longer with the small-minded adolescent people. I'm not saying that's everyone, but that's the majority of the people I was around.
I kind of understand where you're coming from, because I feel like a lot of growing up in the UK or in London for me has been about trying to get away from that, or trying to avoid being that or becoming that. And that's what's kind of like that's what kind of like drives you to your sole purpose. So I feel like growing up in this kind of environment, if you can deflect the bullshit, it will lead you directly to where you're supposed to be. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure there's people that are from Australia that are bunny. Do you know what I mean? Because what I clocked is that you're talking about people that immigrate there. People that immigrate there, they go there with a mentality of, we want to do better. They've already been through the shit, and on that other side is basically like the greener grass almost.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like scenery, yeah, it is an actual visually stunning place. But even Australians or Indigenous people or anything like that, they care about the place. That's what I love also. They actually give a damn about their surroundings. Like you walk down the street, you don't really see litter everywhere. You have certain suburbs where you go and you'll find street art is a thing, and they make it a real part of the culture in that suburb. You're not walking down, passing the bus stop, going, your mother's is a UNT. Do you see what I mean? It's actually, they put their efforts into making something good. Again, mentality.
I like that. So I'm going to read some messages. Kaiser Sosa on Instagram Live, it says, peace, brothers and sisters. Hope you're all well. Kaiser Sosa is one of our most regular listeners, watchers, followers, and supporters. Also, the Real Dominant Goddess says, big up, Cher. I think the Real Dominant Goddess has got something for me. I'm not sure. I'm putting it out there. But speaking of that, I'm going to probably head over to Cher. Cher, what's your views on the soul purpose part of things?
So for me personally, I feel like your sole purpose is just being your true self, being your higher self, and, you know, really connecting with yourself in a different way to how society expects you to be, you know, how society is programmed, do you know what I mean? And I really feel like when you connect with yourself and your truth and who you really are,
that is your sole purpose, and that can lead you to where you want to be in life. Do you know what I mean? So if you're connecting with yourself and yourself, that can lead you to where you want to be in life. Do you know what I mean? So I just feel like your purpose in life can be many different things. It doesn't just have to be one thing. And, you know, I feel like when you found your purpose, you just know, because you can feel it within you, and you know when you found your soul purpose. But it's all about stepping outside of your ego and more into who you are. And at the same time, it's a learning process as well. Like, I'm not saying it's a perfect journey, but it's more about a real journey, you know, and just staying true to who you are, really.
Definitely love that. I'm going to head over to Chids and also Milan as well. Chids, what's your views on this?
I think so. Cher, can I just say I love what you just said then as well. It's definitely about stepping into our higher power. And I think when people hear the word power, they think about, you know, being powerful than the next person or doing better than the next person. It's not about that. We've all been created for a reason. We're all on this earth for a reason. And there are things that we're going to want to do in life. And sometimes ego, fear, lots of things can get in the way, and just life in general. But I think like Carl is one of my longest friends, and like I told you, and he just got up one day and said no. He looked at his surroundings and said, no, there is more to this. There is more to life. We are, I think, as human beings, we're quite afraid of stepping out of our comfort zones. We get so used to the mundane. And it's like, no, the greatest people out there who have done great things and are known for great things, they've just got up one day and said, no, I'm quitting my job. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And they've gone on to be really, really successful people. I just think, like, for me personally, I love to help people. I've always been a helper since I was young. And I just think, as I've grown and I've leaned more into my journey, I know that is part of my soul purpose. I didn't know exactly what it was going to be or how I was going to do it, but I literally sat with myself at the beginning of this year and I said to myself, like, and I spoke to the universe and I said, dear universe, please surround me with people who are on the same vibration as me so that I can lean in more to whatever my soul purpose is. And it's like, before you know it, when you actually put that thought out there and you lean into yourself and you see yourself as your higher self, everything conspires and everything comes together. Like, I never ever thought that there would be a pandemic and that I would come together with a group of people and start talking and using my voice to project my soul purpose, if you like. So it's just, everything is in divine timing as well. And I think when the time is right as a person, you'll know what your soul purpose is and you'll step into it. And you just got to make sure that when you do step into it, you do it with all your heart and every bit of energy that you have into you, because it's not what makes you, but we've all got something to offer. We've all got a gift. And I just think that you should lean into your gift and give it. Some people might think, oh, that's strange, or that's not, you know, it's not the best thing or whatever, but it's the best thing for you. That is a soul purpose. The universe will give you tools as a purpose, whether it's you're a hairdresser, you're good with your hands, you're creative, you're a dancer, you're an artist, you're whatever it is, it's something. So you just have to lean into it. Those are my views on that.
She's absolutely loved it. Do you notice it? As soon as you said dancer, everyone looked at Cher. Did you realise? Even Carl looked at Cher's video on Instagram. He was like, let me have a look. He was like, oh mama, look at those hips and thighs. Oi. Millie Rock, our banter bringer, what's your views on the soul purpose?
So I feel like my look on this or take on this is slightly different from everybody else. So I feel like everyone has their own self, like, purpose for themselves. and that's literally like in their bubble. So, you know, whatever you aspire to be in life, or, you know, just if you want to be a helpful person, or you want to be, you know, because there's always that like one friend where no matter what happens, you'll call them up and you can talk to them about anything. Like, do you know what I mean? So I think everyone has their self purpose, but then there are certain individuals in the world that are higher being than us. I'm not like religious, so, you know, some people would say they're God, or they're a spiritual person in their life, has put certain individuals into the world with purpose for the entire world, if you get what I mean, if I'm making any sense. And, you know, like in the, oh my God, you know, in the movie with there's like a pretty lady, but she like unlocks parts of her mind. Not so.
Oh, you're talking about with
You know what I mean? With that Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Who?
Sophie.
No, Scarlett Johansson.
Sophie. Is it called that?
No, it's not. No, it's not Sophie. It's called
That's
Lucy.
what the film's called.
Lucy.
Lucy. Yes, that. So, you know, like that, where she's unlocking parts of her brain that other people can't. So I'm not saying that anyone is more than somebody else, but I feel like a higher being has put certain individuals into the world that can unlock certain parts of their brain and their purpose to help the world as a whole. So instead of just helping out in your home or your community, there are people out there that are actually helping the whole entire like world, whether they're a painter or they're the first person who invented like a light bulb, or do you know what I mean? There are certain people in the world that have their sole purpose for the world, but then everybody has their sole purpose for themselves within their family, if that makes sense. Do
you know what? That makes a lot of sense. I see where you're coming from. Like, you're saying that we've all got our own purpose, but you're saying there are others whose purpose is bigger than just the individuals. It's more across the masses, yeah? So that maybe like a Princess Diana, for example, where she was helping a lot of people, or I'm assuming that's what you mean, yeah?
Yeah, literally. Like, there are some people in the world who's just, they are there for the world. Because I think as well, when people hear like sole purpose, they get a bit scared and they feel like sole purpose must mean that you're going to create a cure for cancer, or do you know what I mean? They think it has to be this big thing, but it doesn't have to be that. Your sole purpose in life could just be that, you know, every Wednesday you help an old lady across the road. Do you know what I mean? Because that's with you. That's with individual people, and you know, not everybody's purpose in life is to be the greatest hero that ever lived and have like a story written about them and have like memoirs and stuff like that. It's not that. It's within you, and it's what makes like you happy and the people around you happy, and like know that that's a real person. Do you know what I mean?
I think I couldn't agree more, actually, 100%. I'm going to head over to Ash, but before I go to Ash, I'm going to ask Carl a quick question. And before I ask Carl a quick question, to recap his messages, JD Baby 12 says, we have to awaken our levels of consciousness before we find our purpose. Yeah, I'll say that again. We have to awaken our levels of consciousness before we find our purpose. Dom Dosh says, I caught alive finally. Love heart emoji. Carl, I can ask a quick question, right?
Sure.
You know, you mentioned about Australia, and you're saying about the mindset of Australia or Australians, and you know, it's a beautiful place to go. My question isn't to challenge that. But my question is to ask, if that is the situation, why do we find a lot of Australian people and people from New Zealand as well, a neighbouring country, come to the UK? Because I'm not sure about you guys, when I was in school, most of my teachers, or especially supply teachers, were either from Australia or New Zealand. And again, going back to what you're saying, if that's, again, a better place to be, why do some people tend to leave and come to the UK? If you're able to answer that.
100%. 100% understand where you're coming from. My take on that is that, I mean, I've had hundreds of clients that's gone from Australia and gone over to the UK to, again, teach a lot of them. but they want to engage in different aspects of life, and a lot of them come back that I know of, and they're like, oh, it was cool, I did it, but quality of life is better here. So if you're going for the long term, it's just a different perspective on life. That's the only thing I can say about it. Unless you actually witness and do it for yourself and live it, I don't think you really understand it, to be honest. And that's the most I can say on it. But yep, I understand what you're saying. So many people do the crossover, and it's an amazing thing to witness. I think everyone should try it.
So I'm assuming it's almost that those who are born and bred in Australia may not realise the beauty of it until they've come to England and seen the cold August, the rainy August, and things like that. Yeah, I'm assuming.
Yeah, totally.
Kaiser Soze says sole purpose could be just to make someone smile. Very true. Rosie Posey says sole purpose, divine assignments. Mr. TruuuTalk, Ash, I know you've been quiet over there. Apologies. There's a lot of us on the live.
Don't apologise, man. I'm learning, I'm hearing, I'm listening. Get me? It's nice. It's nice to hear everyone's opinions. You get it? But I'm going to go back to something that Milan was saying about people's sole purpose being small and not changing the world. Yeah, and when you're doing something that's natural to you, or that's your sole purpose, whether it's small, it has like major effects. You know, like when they say a butterfly flaps its wings in one place and it causes a tornado in the next place. Yeah, that's like what a small, like, so if it's your purpose, even if it's small, that's the effect that it has. Do you get what I'm saying? And like you said about like making someone, Kaiser said about making someone smile. Your purpose might have been to make that person smile, but you don't know what purpose that person has. And that person is not going to forget that you made them smile. So everything goes round full circle. Do you know what I mean? Whether you feel like your purpose is small or big, it has major effects. Because if you're serving your purpose, you're going to affect other people that's purpose might not have been fulfilled if you didn't do yours. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's all one, isn't it? It's all one. If everyone's doing their purpose, then it affects everyone. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't ever think anyone's sole purpose can be small. Do you get what I mean? Because you might be doing something that's small today, yeah, like this now, it's small now, but you never know. In time, it could be something real big. In time, it's going to be something real big that's going to be affecting lots of people. Do you get what I'm saying? But at the time, our purpose was just to discuss this with each other. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, we just wanted to communicate with like-minded people. But then it's going to affect other people, which is going to affect other people, which is, in hope, going to change the world. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, on that actually, before I go, Kaiser Soze says, "Brother Ash, preach, brother," and he claps for you. You know, you're saying that. You know, you're saying, you know, something that's small. Sometimes it's like, how do you define what's small? Because as they say, what's small to one person might be big to another, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
Some certain times you take certain things for granted as well. Like just someone saying please and thank you, or how are you? Even simple as how are you? You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. It's small. But if no one said to you how are you all day, that's the only person said it to you today, that's then quite big to you, innit? So it depends what you define as being small or big, because
but I don't think anything small or big is what I was basically trying to say. Because
you're not saying you. I'm saying people.
Single thing that's happened in my life, whether it's considered small or big to the person that did it, it was significant to me. And I clock how these things affected me and how these things shaped how I think and how I move. Like the littlest thing. Do you get what I'm saying? Like I never forget what changed me or what impacted me. Do you get what I'm saying? And I feel like that was that person's sole purpose in my experience with them. Do you get what I mean? And it's led me to doing whatever I need to do or feeling however I need to feel. Do you get what I mean? So I feel like nothing is small is basically what I'm saying. There's no sole purpose that can be small because it has major effects. Do you get what I mean? You might not see the effects, but it has major effects.
100%. Dom Dosh says, I feel you. Sorry, let me read that again. I feel you will feel what you should. I feel you will feel what should purpose is when you're living it. I don't understand what they're trying to say. You get that feeling or just knowing that higher feeling. Let me read that one more time. I feel you will feel what should purpose is when you are living it. I don't know what they're trying to say, so forgive
You
me.
know when it says Dom Dosh, spell it out.
DOM_DOMSH.
Oh, that's Dominique.
I thought so.
JD Baby 12 says, like, I don't think teachers are valid enough in this country, but they have a massive influence on our children, which are our future. Very, very true. I read it again from JD Baby 12 says, like, I do not think teachers are valid enough in this country, but they do have a massive influence on our children, which are our future. And Dom Dosh says, it's me, guys. Now, in terms of the topic, the topic was soul purpose and also fulfilling your dreams. Now, Carl, I'm going to circle back to you in terms of the second part of it in regards to fulfilling your dreams. I want you to just elaborate a bit more on that, if you may.
Yeah, fulfilling my dreams. Chidi will tell you, I've always been an artsy person. One of those ones. But I love what I do. I love to sing. I love to write. I love to create. My art's my art. Since I've been in Australia, I've had the absolute pleasure of being able to work with heaps of different photographers and the makeup artists and hairdressers alike. And yeah, I mean, in terms of stepping stones, I've worked damn hard enough here to meet the people that I needed to meet to progress. And yeah, I've been able to do my photo shoots, magazine shoots, so forth, and it's been pretty awesome. And you know, at one point in my life, my target and my dream was to be famous. It's not anymore. Couldn't be asked. It's the last thing I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is to be recognized for what I do, absolutely, and to be respected for what I do, and I'm happy with that. Not to be a symbol of something, like I wanted to be years ago. Things change in your life. Mindsets change. And I think striving to be just the better you is a big enough goal for somebody.
So you say so essentially you're fulfilling your dreams right now?
I really feel like I am. I'm happy.
Good. JD Baby 12 says, and you can tell the difference between a teacher that teaches with purpose and without. Dom Dosh says, I'm trying to say you will feel it when you are living your soul purpose. Okay, Dom Dosh, I apologize. And says, creative Carl. That's over to you, Carl. Cher. Now, for those of you, we're going to talk about Cher later, right? We're talking about Carnival as well, because Cher's got a lovely video on Instagram, but I won't tease her too much just yet. Do you want to talk to us about fulfilling your dreams as well?
Yeah, so when it comes to fulfilling your dreams, I feel like fulfilling your dreams is something which is really important and, you know, can have a major impact on your life generally. So with me personally, I started off, I wanted to be a psychologist, first of all. So that's what I wanted to be originally. And then from there, I got into like film and TV, fashion, performance, all types of different stuff. And then I got into like different mental health campaigns as well. So for me, I just find being creative and helping other people, that's just what makes me happy. And if I'm doing that, then I'll be happy enough. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously I've done normal jobs like teaching and all that kind of stuff, but bar work, that kind of stuff. But for me, I feel like following my dreams is really important and keeping creative. Like, yeah, that's it really.
Love that. I must ask, Cher, I'm not going to tease you on this one just yet. Sigmund Freud, genius or madman?
Huh?
Sigmund Freud, genius or madman? You study psychology. Sigmund Freud, genius or madman?
Oh, a bit of both.
For those of you who don't know, I'm talking about psychology.
I thought you said bad man at first. I was confused.
He might be a bad man too. Kaiser Souza says, hello, brother Carl. Hi, hello, how you doing? God bless you. Until this day, I miss the king of wildlife, the legendary Steve Irwin. Hopefully you know what that means. Chids, talk to me about fulfilling your dreams. And we're going to go over to Milan next. Miss Millie Rock.
So fulfilling your dreams. I feel like when people talk about fulfilling their dreams, they think of all the happy things and everything's, you know, all magical. And but like I'm a realist in a lot of the things that I do and the way that I think. So for me, like fulfilling my dreams, I learned about my dreams at the most darkest times of my life. All the darkness that I've experienced and all the bad things and the things that have brought me down has helped me to sort of build my dream. I think that I've sort of the vision of my dream or the things that I want to do, those visions have come about because of the negative. And I think sometimes we forget or we take for granted, that what we've been through in life. And I think if we just I've just looked at myself and looked at my own story, because we've all got a story, we've all got a journey, and I've leaned into my own journey and I thought to myself, how can I help other people? And that's because that's my main sole purpose, is to help other people. How can I help other people from my own experiences? And that was what helped build my dream. So I think what I'm trying to say is, sorry, I'm a little bit high on painkillers right now, but what I'm trying to say is that your dreams are not, it's not always magical, it's not always beautiful, it's not always this, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. It's, you can learn about yourself in your darkest days, and then you can use those experiences from the negative times in order to build something positive. Do you get me? My thing is, if fulfilling my dreams or you know, living my dreams is if I can help one person, only one. I'm not trying to do nothing vast. If it ends up that way, then that's amazing. But if I can help one person, then I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and I'm putting that energy out there, because everyone's got a story, everyone's been through something, and this is why, you know, we shouldn't. I mean, we do as human beings, but we shouldn't judge. We should always try to look a little bit deeper, do you get me? Because everyone's got their story and everyone's got their own dreams as well. And you never know, you might share your story with somebody or just a simple conversation or whatever, and then a dream can manifest. Do you get me? That's where I'm kind of going with it. But yeah, I think if we're all, I think if you can envision it in your mind, it can manifest into reality. If they say, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. So anything that you want to do in life, even if it's just, like I think I said last week on the last live, even if it's just visiting a new supermarket that's open down the road, then you're doing something. Do you know what I mean? So nothing's too big, nothing's too small. We can all do something. So I would just say to people, if you have a dream, then just live it. Because if you couldn't live it, or if it couldn't happen, you wouldn't have thought it, or you wouldn't have felt it or dreamt it. So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Do you know, I'm going to go to obviously our band to bring on Miss Millie Rock in a sec, right? Obviously, if you guys don't know, Miss Millie Rock's annoyed at me because she tried to have a go at me and I was just firing back, left, right, and centre. Plus, I've been on the run punch as well. But I'm joking, Millie. I'm joking. But I'm on the run punch. But you said that, Chili, right? And as you were saying that, it made me think of, in terms of living your dream, the actor Chadwick Boseman, who passed away recently.
Yeah. So
for those of you who don't know, I'm talking about, he played King T'Challa in the film The Black Panther and the Avengers, right? Now, when I read the story on his, I think it was on his Twitter or on his Instagram, they said that he had cancer for the last 4 years. So I think he started off stage 3 colon cancer, I believe it was, if I'm not mistaken. And he had that whilst filming Black Panther and the Avengers and some other films. Now, talking about what Chili's saying, talking about living your dreams, he had, this condition, and going through, different sorts, different chemotherapy and things, but still managed to do those roles. So if you can say, like, fulfilling your dreams, and he's like a testament to that. I mean, imagine going through cancer, but still being King T'Challa, still being the Black Panther, still doing the tours and the signings and what have you. So imagine going through all of that and going through that in your personal life and then still being that on the big screen. So going back to what Chili's saying about fulfilling your dreams. Millie Rock, exactly. Millie Rock, talk to us about fulfilling your dreams.
Oh, Sticks, that was beautiful what you said there.
Thank you. Thank you.
It really was. Not you, but the words. So for me, I am that literally probably like 98% of the world who, I don't know what my purpose is, like yet. I don't know what my dreams are. I don't know what I want to be when I'm older. Like, do you know what I mean? Because I feel like when we're talking on a platform like this, it's cool for all of us to be like, right, I know what my purpose is already and I know what mine is and da 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 da. But there are going to be people on here watching thinking, well, I don't know what mine is and how come all of them lot know what, do you know what I mean? I'm not going to lie. I do not know what the hell, in 10 years from now, I don't know where I'm going to be. I don't know if I'm going to be helping an old lady, or if I'm going to be famous, or I'm still going to be where I am, if I'm going to be a woman with like 6 kids. I honestly, I don't know. And I don't know at the moment. I haven't found out what my purpose is, or I've got dreams, I've got aspirations, but my mind's a bit scatty. So I've got like 10 different things going on. And then it's like, I start to build one up and I'm like, oh my God, what about this one? So then I stop this and I start doing that. And then I'm like, oh my God, but I did this. Do you know what I mean? And I think a lot of people are like that. And, you know, it's not a bad thing. Do you know what I mean? Don't feel bad because there are a lot of people who are like, oh, I'm going to be 30 soon, or I'm going to be 40, 50, 60. And they're like, and I haven't done anything yet, or I don't know what I was supposed to do. I feel like I've wasted my life. Well, maybe your time hasn't come yet. Maybe your time will literally be on your deathbed, but it will just be turned into that person who's next to you saying, I don't know, they've like if they've dropped a tissue on the floor, and they will just be so grateful for that. That might be your thing. And to everybody else, that will be like, well, all you said was the tissues on the floor. But to you and to the person that you like said it's to, it meant a million. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm the 98% of the world that's a bit scatty at the minute and hasn't got a clue. But I'm still living my life.
You know what's funny? You say that, Milan, right? You know, you said the 98% that's living your life. Maybe that is the journey itself and the fulfillment in itself is to live your life and enjoy it, right? What's the point of dying and, you know, or being on your deathbed and thinking I didn't enjoy myself? What I did was went to work, came home and saved my money, or, you know, you see what I'm saying? So that could be it in itself. Bambeezy says, strive to be better than you was last year. JD Baby 12 says, yep, and he made his mark, talking about Chadwick Boseman. It says, left a legacy. Kaiser Soze says, surround yourself around nature and you will see the big changes in your life and ways of thinking. Ash, talk to us, Ash. And you've been quiet over there. Apologies again. I left you to last. But you saved the best till last, so it's all good.
Yeah, no, don't apologize. Don't apologize. I like to hear what everyone's got to say. You know me, I feel like I do like the conclusion kind of shit. You get me? I don't want to hear your opinion after I speak. No, I'm joking. No, I hear what you're saying, Millie. For me, yeah, I feel like it depends on the kind of experiences that you've been exposed to. Do you get what I mean? And we're from the hood, and where we're from, there's not much experience, bro. We mostly experience the same shit every day. You get it? So I understand what you're saying. Do you get it? And you're not wrong. It's not wrong, because most of the man's dreams in the hood is just to make enough money to buy everything that man needs, like, and get everything that man wants. And you get me? So, and pay for man's youths. And you get me? That's majority of the man that's how far man look. That's as far as man's vision might take. Man, like, I want to make sure that I look after my people. That's it, by any means necessary. And that's the environment that we come from. So I get exactly what you're saying. And you get me? That's a mentality that's normal. But a lot of people will overlook that and think that's not a normal mentality. But that's a mentality that we're familiar with, because a lot of people don't have dreams and stuff. Like, and even if they do, they don't talk about it. You get me? And if they're embarrassed to talk about it, because they'd rather say, I'm about getting money. then I'm about fulfilling this dream or this purpose that I don't even know exists. And that's the truth, innit? But I personally don't feel like that for myself, innit? Because I feel like but that's due to experiences that I've had and being exposed to certain opportunities and going to certain places, and it just allowed me to think in a different way and realize like, I don't have to follow any blueprint. Do you get what I mean? I don't have to do this because I'm this age. I don't have to do this now because I'm this age. Do you get what I mean? I kind of just was able to just do my own thing and just think of and just have my own kind of mentality. So I do have dreams. Do you get what I mean? And I do want to fulfill some type of destiny. Do you get what I mean? I do, and I'm not afraid to say it. And I'm not like shy about it, because now I feel like I've been inspired, bro. Because we're from Heath, yeah. In Heath alone, there's superstars right now, like superstars. Like man grew up with winning Mobos, performing at Glastonbury, doing the most. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen man them. I've worked with people that was like not even getting paid to perform, that are selling top 10 albums now. Do you get what I'm saying? I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? So I know, like, if you're inspired enough, your dreams can come true, innit? And if you work hard enough, your dreams will come true. Do you get what I mean? And there's people that's close to man that have done it, that we've seen do it. So I feel like it's changing, and the man are trying a lot harder. You get what I mean? But it's not, and I feel like, obviously, man, are inspired in terms of the music thing, so everyone's kind of got that dream, or feels like that's their dream, because obviously that's what they've seen the man be successful in. But that's not the message. The message is we are capable, innit? So no matter what background you come from, no matter what your circumstances may have been, what you've done in the past, you went jail, this, that, doesn't matter, innit? You can basically achieve, innit? You can be whatever you want. You can change your circumstance. You can get to the position that you want to be in. You can be in any environment and strive there. Do you get what I mean? It doesn't matter. That's the dream. My dream is to make everybody that comes from where man comes from aware of that. Do you get what I'm saying? No matter what people think of you, no matter what people say, no matter how people look at you, you are capable. And you know what I'm saying? What we have and what we've learned from where we come from makes us more capable than anyone else. Do you get what I mean? Because we can learn that, but they can't learn what we got. They can't learn what we have. They can't learn what we had to go through, or what we had to do to struggle every day to survive. You can't learn that. That's something that you either had to have experienced or not. But we can learn everything else. Do you get me? And that's my bit.
On that, Relly 365 says 100%, hands up and bullseye emoji. Says my killer knows. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I've got a question on that, Ash. I'm going to throw the question out to everyone, right? So Ash made a good point and then about sometimes having dreams and stuff. But my question is the issue not so much having dreams, but not taking action? And the reason I say that, right, if you look at Carl had an idea and he's taken action and he's gone overseas. Not even up the road. He's gone to a whole other country, 24 hours away on the airplane. It's a whole different time zone, 10 hours difference. So I'm asking the question, I'll put it out to you guys, is it that we're not taking action in terms of our dreams? Chids, I'm going to ask you that. I'm going to pose it to you first, so you're unmuted.
Oh yeah, I went to say something and I can't remember. But no, yeah, like in regards to what Ashley said, like talking about like environment and what we know and those kind of things, me and Carl can relate to that on a major level. Like where me and Carl are from, if you know, this considered like the hood, and nobody sees past a certain point of where we live. Everyone's just living the same shit, doing the same thing, trying to survive and whatever and that. But I think it is on you as the person. I mean, it is definitely about what's around us and how we get inspired. But I just think that as a person, you have to just dig a little bit deeper, because everyone's got thoughts, everyone's got hopes, and everyone's got dreams. And I think if you allow environment to influence what you do in life, you're never really going to progress, ever. You're going to just stay stuck and everything's going to be stagnant for you. I think it is about having that get up and go. It is about just saying, no, this is not for me. I can do so much more. Like what Carl did. Carl got up and he made that choice, and he just went and he did it. There is nothing nothing on this planet, yeah, nothing stopping anyone from doing what they need to do. I think we always search for excuses. We might say, oh no, I ain't got enough money to really fund what I need to do. Oh no, if I do that, I'm gonna do this and this is gonna stop. No, we make excuses. We have to stop making excuses and actually just go for it. Because what is the worst that can happen? That you might fail, and it's not failing because you tried. And if it doesn't go the way that you want it to, take it in another direction. There's always something you can do. If you're putting, if you're doing something or you're putting something together, you might put it together wrong. You just take that shit down and you put it back together again. There's no limit on what we can do as human beings. There is no limit to our creativeness. There's no limit to the things that we can physically do, mentally do. Because like I said, it all starts with a thought. So once you put that thought out there, you can actually do it. We just have to stop limiting ourselves and stop making excuses for the things that we don't do.
Do you know what, Chiz, you said
can
that,
I just
right?
say...
So I'm going to go to you instead, Carl. I'm going to come to you in 1 second, Carl, right?
Yeah.
All right, so as Chidi says, they say, someone has an L, they say, no L's are lost, but a lesson. Yes, don't forget, every L is not a loss, it's a lesson. Kaiser Soze says, you are capable, 100, poetry right there. Carl, I'm sorry to interrupt you, so over to you, my apologies.
No, all good. All good. I just wanted to refer to what Chid was saying. It's like, in terms of where we come from, people, instead of taking on board and doing something for themselves, they're more inclined to want to talk and dictate about what others should do, never taking a thought for what I should do. It's always them and not me. And they never take themselves down or think about constructing themselves. It's always about, well, you should have done that better. Says you in your childhood horror movies, not moving from anywhere. But this is the respect levels for themselves they don't have. So in terms of, you have to broaden your horizon. And like what Milan says, that might be the smallest thing that makes your life better, but just evolve yourself and try to do. You never know until you try.
Definitely. Cher, do you think, as Chidi and Carl were saying, do you think we make too many excuses for not doing more? So do you, Cher? you, the dancer, the one with the thighs and the batty. Yeah, we're talking about you.
Bad. I thought you were talking to Milan.
No, I said Cher. But next time I will address you with the woman with the thighs and the bum. That's what I'll do.
Oh, sure. Yeah, so I think it really depends on the person. Like, somebody could, they could have dreams, but maybe they don't feel like they could be pushed by anybody to follow their dreams, or they don't feel like they have the income or that kind of stuff. And some people just don't have dreams in general. So I think it just depends really. But I definitely agree with what Carl was saying about, a lot of people tend to focus more on other people rather than themselves and talk about other people. I feel like it's really important for you to focus on yourself in order for you to be able to, go towards your goal, go towards your dreams, your purpose. You need to focus on yourself more than anything, because when it comes to other people, it's not really going to help you. It's just going to hold you back. So I feel like focus more on your goals rather than other people's, and, you'll be able to push yourself more and stay focused.
Definitely. Mr. 100 Likes says, nah, this is crazy Wednesday, because obviously we changed from Fridays to Wednesdays. He also says sticky and laughs, probably talking about Cher and her video. Ms. 100 Likes, don't worry, I will hook you up with the video. I'll show you what Cher can do. Kaiser Soze says, we definitely do make excuses. God gave us the biggest blessing, which is choice. We are intelligent enough to fulfill our dreams, but also the system don't want certain people to make it. Miss 100 Likes says, I'm coming in, someone send me the link. So can someone send Miss 100 Likes the link? Milan, Do you think we make too many
Not
excuses as
today.
Cher and Carl
Not
saying?
today. Not today. Yeah, next week, 100 next week. Yeah.
Ashes,
Friday,
nope,
Friday,
nope,
Friday,
nope.
Friday,
Are we not
Friday.
letting him in?
No, Friday.
Friday.
So we're not...
Friday, man. We let him in on Friday.
We'll let him in on Fridays.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
let him in on Friday. Yeah, could have been here at 9:30. No, it's long. You get it? We start going like this.
I'll start meeting him, innit? Mills, do you? I forgot. I was asking. Do you agree with Carl and Cher that we look at what other people are doing too often and not what we ourselves are doing?
I definitely think we do, because I think no one likes to fail, and no one wants to do something. Do you know what I think the problem is as well? When somebody wants to do something, they just tell the world. Because you've now told the world, if you now like fail, the world is going to turn back at you and be like, well, why didn't it work? Why did you not do this? And and they're going to have so much chat, whether the world is doing their own thing or not. Do you know what I mean? They're going to have an opinion, and they're going to want to say something because you've told everyone and you've bigged yourself up. And now I'm not saying don't big yourself up and don't have the confidence in yourself that you can do something. But I always feel like it's when you don't say anything, and it's not because you're trying to be sneaky or you're trying to hide something, but you just do it in your own time, at your own pace, for like you, it works. When you start telling the world, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and it just doesn't happen. Something is there as a blocker. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like people just need to literally just focus on themselves, and it's not even like in a selfish way, but you was born alone and you're going to die alone. Do you know what I mean? If you don't do something like for you.
Mills, can I ask you a question on that, right? You know, and I don't disagree with you, actually, if I'm honest, but if someone is doing the opposite and they want to share with everyone their plans, so they might say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. If they don't make it, shouldn't it be our place to just reassure them or help them, and as opposed to knocking them for not making it or not doing what they set out to achieve? Should we not say...
Well, you would think so. You would think so, because common sense would say that. Common sense would then, someone might like reach out and say, you know, you had a problem here and I can help because I know so-and-so. So this goes back to our conversation last week. No, the week before, I don't know, when we was talking about like network working and stuff like that. And, you know, some people need help to get to where they need to be and don't feel ashamed in asking. So common sense would say, you know, you don't say anything like negative, or if it is like negative, it's constructive, like criticism. But the world doesn't work like that. So don't get me wrong, there are people out there that will reach out to you and try to help you and say, do you know what, don't worry, and help you up and help you on to the next step. But a lot of the world isn't like that. A lot of the world will laugh at you for not doing it, or because you've said you're going to do this, they like silently said, cool, I'm going to do that. They've made it, and now they're looking down on you like, how, well, if I did it and you did it, because, do you know what I mean? The world is a very funny place. A very funny place.
Fair enough. Dom Dosh says, for real. Bambizi says, word. Dom Dosh says, the expectation is them, move in secret so there's no disappointment. And Mr. 100 Likes says, true. Obviously, talking about what I said, of course. Carl, what are you saying? Talk to us.
No, what Milan was just touching on then, with Chadwick, rest in peace. When that man was deteriorating health-wise, the world were quick enough to jump on this poor man after he built his legacy in his community and peers, etc. And he was ridiculed for what he was turning into, but no one knew that was medical, you know. And so publications were quick enough to jump on and say he looks disgusting, he's lost too much weight. He was like, people just need to leave out and just study themselves. Like, that's a perfect example of do something for yourself and shut your mouth about others.
You know what? I couldn't agree more. Mr. 100 Likes says, nah, Sticky, it's killing me. You know what, Mr. 100 Likes? You know what it is? I'm on the rum punch today, you know. I'm on the good rum punch. You see, I've been sipping it as well. I've been taking my time, a little plastic cup, sipping it. It's
On a
getting me good.
Wednesday.
On a Wednesday. School night. Yeah, on a school, and I got work tomorrow morning, early 6:15. I got to get up. Oh, mate, someone get the violins up. Ash, talk to us. What are you saying?
What was it that you was asking anyway, Six? I can't remember.
And neither can I, to be honest with you. I can't remember either. I can't remember.
Well, I was going to say something about making excuses or something.
Yeah, I'm going to try and freestyle it.
I think that people make a lot of excuses. That's why they don't do stuff. But obviously, being like someone whose aim is to inspire, man can't just lead with that, because man understand that there's reasons why people make excuses. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's reasons why people behave in a certain way. There's reasons why people do certain things, innit? And that's where that's the angle that man's coming from. I know that you can do whatever you want, and people make excuses for not doing what they're supposed to do. That's the environment man come from. What I'm saying is, to inspire them or to change that, man have to understand why it happens. And that's what man's basically saying. That I get why they do make a lot of excuses and choose to do bullshit instead of doing good stuff. What I'm saying is that it's time for us to start doing the good stuff. It's time for us to start inspiring the people that come after us. It's time for us to start showing love and helping and caring about what happens at home and making sure. Because remember, like, a lot of these youths they do things in order to get money, in order to make their home life comfortable. Do you get what I'm saying? To a man, that means nothing. It's like, bruv, shut up, bruv, go to college. But fuck, you get what I'm saying? It's easy for us to say that, but but the point is, we need to make them feel like it's worth it. Do you get what I'm saying? Of course, we don't have to care. We can just I could just focus on me and be okay. That's fine. Like, I could do that all day long. But my point is, my purpose, if to speak, is to inspire people that don't think like me but look like me and come from where I come from. Do you get what I'm saying? That's man's thing. So it's not that they're making. I do think that they make excuses, but if I tell them that, then they're not going to listen to me. They'll be like, I'm making excuses. Fuck you, fam. I'm not going to make an excuse to listen to you. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I can't tell the people that I want to listen to me that all you do is make excuses. Do you get what I'm saying? I gotta let them know that I get where you're coming from, my bro. I come from where you come from, my bro. I've been through what you've been through, my bro. But that doesn't mean that we have to be this or have to be that. And that's the angle that I have to come at it at, because that's who I'm talking to majority of the time. Do you get what I mean?
So essentially, you're saying aspire to inspire.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what inspired me. Do you get what I'm saying? I know, man, that being jail and that, but they gave me my first job in, like, I'm not gonna say his name or whatever, but obviously he knows. If you see this on my guy, you get me. He bust, man, when man was, you get me. He had a studio and stuff, but he obviously been jail. He went through his rough patch or whatever when he was younger, and that's his story now. That's what he uses as his testimony. You get me? And he was one who inspired me to do a testimony video. Do you get me? Because he's got, that's his story, and he's come from that, and he's used that in order to get where he's at now. And now he's got the studio, and the studio was there, and he bust Bearman. Bearman came to the studio and got jobs there and made music there and shot films there. And Bearman was, you get me? That was our spot. We did open mics there, and it's all because, like, he wasn't afraid to say, guys, I know you're not making bare excuses, but come anyway, come. You get me? And even if we make an excuse not to turn up, next week we can still come. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's that inspires us to feel like it's worth it. You get me? Like, right. So that's what I want to do. I want to do that, and that's my aim.
Do you know what? The live has just finished. I was about to say to you, live's about to go off. So the live has just finished. Give me 1 second while I restart it, right? I knew it was just about to go off as well. Give me 1 second. I'm going to restart the live. Guys, if you can, send the link out. Send the link, send the link, send the link. That'll be 15 seconds or so, maybe 20. Carl, you okay there?
All good here, mate.
Good, good. Just making sure. All right, we are back live. We are back live. We are back live, streaming live. I think we are.
Yeah, still I can hear it echoing.
Yes, we are back live. We are back live, and we are back live. People are back in the live. Good, good, good. So those on the live, sorry, we obviously Instagram cuts out after 59 minutes, and I didn't want to cut Ashley off as he was talking because that was a bit rude. But we're back live.
So it's like you got respect, Sticks. You ain't got no damn respect.
I have a little bit. You have a little bit. I don't have any respect for Cher and Chidi and Milan. Obviously, for you and Carl, I've got respect for, of course, isn't it?
Oh, bro.
What?
You see, I'm seeing. Started.
Right, Sticky. I've come for you.
Now you get into a feminist thing.
Like, no, Sticky. Can I just say, please don't do that. Don't do that on a live, Sticky. Don't make me have to badge you up, Sticky, on a live.
Don't do it.
Don't do that, Liv.
She's going to turn into a Karen now.
Well, Karen's coming up. I'm fucking with a Gemini. I'm switching as well.
But check this though, Carl, right? Here's the thing, let me tell you the truth, right? What happens is, Chidi always has to come for me. But I'm like, just that bulletproof. She can't touch me. I'm unstoppable. And even more so when I've had the rum punch.
Maybe you've had the new Black Panther, just saying.
Maybe. Well, no, he can't, I can't take that one. Again, he's levels. Yeah. But on that, second topic, conspiracy theories. Now, I believe it was our very own dancehall queen from the small island, the one with the hips and thighs. Oh yes, if you haven't seen the video, make sure you do. Miss Cher, who's going to kick us off with conspiracy theories.
Okay, number one, I'm not a dancehall queen. So, yeah, I'm just going to clear that up. Conspiracy theories.
I've got receipts.
I don't really like the term... Oh, whatever. I don't really like the term conspiracy theories because I feel like the whole thing based around that was created originally by the government, in order to hide certain things that were going on, etc., like back in the day. And I feel like, obviously, some conspiracy theories are very far-fetched, but a lot of them have hidden truths and stuff about them. And I feel like a lot of people either tune into it or they're completely oblivious to what's really going on, And I do feel like conspiracy theories, a lot of the time, there's a hidden agenda when it comes to the government and what they're really trying to do. So, yeah, that's just my outtake on it, really. I don't want to get too deep because I'll go really deep. But, yeah, that's what I got to say.
I definitely hear you there. Mr. 100 Likes says, did you get your date, Sticky? I think he's talking about me and Miss Cher. Obviously, she's a dancehall queen and we got our little thing going on. Dom, not yet. No. Dom Doff says, I'm sick of hearing about conspiracy theories. DJ Empress says, greetings. Dom Doff says, I agree and still now I think talking about what Cher was saying. Kaiser Soze says, I nearly fell off my chair when I see Cher's video. That makes two of us, Kaiser. I always fell off my chair as well. Fantastic dancer and moves are fire. Dom Doff says, agree with you, Cher, 100%. I need to see it, Kaiser. Guys, don't worry. I'll show you. And plus, again, I'm on the rum punch today, so I'll show you everything. I'll show you the receipts, the lot. Carl, what's your views on conspiracy theories? I saw that, Milan.
Oh, now you're going into a subject. Listen, conspiracy theories. I mean, sometimes are they arsehole theories? Does somebody need to pull their head out of their arse and actually look at reality? Sometimes. you know, focus on different things instead of warping yourself into a different world. You've got your own issues to sort with. But sometimes, yeah, it is a government thing, I do believe, to hide a different aspect that's going on that wants to be hidden and something else can be done in terms of. There was something that happened here recently about the bushfires. And so basically the map is Melbourne up to Queensland, and then you got New South Wales in between. So where they're building now this super train is the whole line of where the bushfires have gone. The bushfires weren't tended to for the past 4 or 5 years. And now there's this new metro city and super line that's going to be built exactly where this has gone. People are saying conspiracy theories, but then coronavirus happened, and then it was dropped in the publicity, it was dropped in the news that this is where this train line has been accepted to be built. And because of coronavirus, no one was made aware of it. Conspiracy, factual, I mean, it's got a bit of both in there. People being shady arseholes, yeah, probably at the same time, and then using different opportunities to actually drop other things in. So yeah, I think there is factuality around conspiracy, but it depends on how deep you want it to look at. Do you want it to take over your life? Because I feel like conspiracy theorist, whatever they're called, I think they look too deep into an artificial world around them as well. So you've got to be careful of how far you're sucked into it, is my belief.
Do you know what, Carl, as you say that, I couldn't agree more. Like, you know, you see things, like, for example, I think when Jay-Z and Beyonce had their first baby, they were like, oh, but the name means this. But if you look in the Roman numerals, it means this. And then if you look at this, it means 666, and then it means the devil's numbers. And it's like, bloody hell. Where did you pull this out of? Like, what's going on? So you are right. Depends on how far back you want to go. Miss Millie Rock, our banter bringer. What's your views on conspiracy theories? I see you over there eating stuff and not offering anyone anything, but it's all good.
No, you're not going to soak up your alcohol. You're going to go to work and relive all of the crap that you were talking about.
You know, I'm going to pour some more, actually, because I've run out of finish. Hold on 1 second, but you keep talking.
So, conspiracy theories. Do you know what? I love a good one. Like, some of them, I think are true. Some of them, you know, when you look into them, they make sense. But some of them, like the one where the queen is a reptile and they're all like reptilians and stuff like this, I think it's bloody amazing. I don't believe it. But when you read up about it, it's just like, people genuinely, like with all of their heart and soul, believe that the royal family are reptiles in like human suits. I love that. I just like, oh, you know, like get popcorn and just read it. Like, some of them are just so out there. But then again, is it so out there to make us think, oh my God, it's not real? But then maybe they are. We don't know. But no, I love a good conspiracy theory. Obviously, there was Carl's like, no, it's not true. How do you know? Have you cut the queen open? Have you seen her bleed? Have you seen her bleed? I don't. I'm gonna stop.
I met her. I didn't see her bleed, but I met her once.
And was she like?
Wasn't allowed to speak to her. Was not allowed.
See, and you're not allowed to get close to her. Why? Because you'll see that she's like scaly, and she's a reptile.
I cannot.
She's not. I don't think. But like I said, I love a good conspiracy theory. Go to something else. I'm gone now.
All right, Kaiser Soze says, bless you, bro. Dom Dosh says, there's definitely a lot of truth in conspiracy theories. However, Chinese whispers, government try to add to infiltrate it, so it sounds radical, so the truth is diluted. Mr. 100 Likes says, Illuminati's very youngest, Ivy, talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce's daughter, Blue Ivy. Dom Dosh says, I did hear the Queen has the heart of a 12-year-old. Miss 100 Likes says, Jay-Z isn't stupid. Dom Dosh says, and they inject themselves with blood. Okay, fair enough. Says, because she's an old bag. Kaiser says, the Queen is a reptilian and the Queen is reptilian and so is her bloodline. Remember, we
See,
are
that's what I'm saying.
we're
It's out
broadcasting
there.
the UK, okay? Oh, no, wait. We're broadcasting from the UK. We're not saying anything bad about the Queen or Jewish people, okay? Just put it out there.
No, I love the Queen.
Yes,
I like
yes.
the royal family. I think it's good. They're nice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ash, conspiracy theory, talk to us. What's your views on it?
Wow. I don't know, man. I don't think that. I think a lot of conspiracy theories are called conspiracy theories. So people that have the power to validate them don't. You understand? That's what it is. So they call it a conspiracy. So people who have opinions that are valued will never like take it seriously. Now, it's a conspiracy. I'm too intelligent to take that seriously. But at the end of the day, there's nothing that we've been shown that's true. There's nothing that we've seen that's honest. You know what I'm saying? So I would believe everything that we don't see rather than everything that we do see. Do you get it? Because everything that we do see is absolutely bullshit. You get what I mean? Like, these people have really been napping kids. Do you get it? It's not a conspiracy theory. You get me? They've really been napping kids. They really do mad stuff to the babies. And this is not a fake thing. Like, people want to say it's a conspiracy theory so no one with no legitimate voice doesn't speak about it and something can't change that. But this shit really happens. It's not a conspiracy. They're really doing it. They really drink these kids' blood. Like, the woman was on Helen talking about, yeah, they inject Asian baby foreskin in her face and that to keep her skin fresh. Like, that's what they make the collagen out of, Asian baby foreskin. Like, that's, do you get me? She said that on Ellen's show live. Ellen made a joke about it. It's baby foreskin. Like, fam, like, this is real shit. Like, it's not even a conspiracy. They really be doing this stuff. And like, people call it conspiracy so no one does anything about it, and people just like look the other way. But fuck that, fam. We got to talk about it. They were really outside Buckingham Palace talking about, you get me? It was really there. They were really protesting outside the palace like the other day. Do you get it? We're going to act like that didn't happen. No, that happened, fam. They were outside the palace talking about your son's a rapist, bro. Your son, you get me? Your son's a paedophile. They were doing that. You get what I mean? It's not a conspiracy. These men were really on my man's island boning little girls. Like, they were really doing that. It's not a conspiracy. They were really flying out and doing this. Do you get me? My man really had to pretend he's dead so he doesn't go jail. And you get what I'm saying? Like, the woman that helped them is really on trial. Prince Andrew is really guilty. Do you get what I'm saying? These presidents are really guilty. Like, there's no conspiracy, man. You get what I mean? If we're talking about aliens and that's not even a conspiracy. What do you think? That this one little planet is the only planet that's got life existence? Just here. Just this. But you believe in God and you believe in higher beings and you believe in spirituality and you think that it's just us. There was nothing before us. There's nothing bigger than us. There's nothing that's in different forms and different planes and different vibrations and different. There's so much that we can't see. There's more going on that we can't see than what we can see. Do you get it? So a lot. So yeah, I believe in. I don't believe in conspiracy theories, but there's a lot of things that are called conspiracy theories that are not conspiracy theories. They're facts, and people are just scared to talk about it because I don't know why they're scared to talk about it. Because if it happened to you would fucking be standing on the fucking corner of the road with a big sign screaming just like everybody else. You get me? So man, for talk about it, shit's not fake. You get me? Especially when it comes to that stuff. You get me? That stuff is so real. Satanic shit is so real. These motherfuckers are devils for real. Like, you get me? And if the devil is real, that means God is real. You get me? And that's the facts. The devil is real, and people do some devilish shit and do some mad devil shit. You get me? In this world that we're living in. And it's the same people that control the laws, and it's the same people that are giving you sentences to jail. It's the same people that are throwing you in the cell. It's the same people that are making you pay fines. It's all of these people that are controlling us, that are doing these things, and we're afraid to talk about it, and we're afraid to say it. I'm not afraid to say nothing. So yeah.
So you see right there, Mr. TruuuTalk is talking true stuff. Before I head over to Chids, I'm going to read some of his messages. 6C Mama Chanel P says, right. K Face says, was a laugh emoji. Dom Dosh says, Insta will come for us, exactly. Mr. 100 Light says, I love the Queen, government and the Jews. I agree with you 100%. I love the Queen, the government and the Jews, okay? All Jewish people, I love you all. The government, God save our Queen. Dom Dosh says, for those two topics. Mr. 100 Likes again says, I love them all. Sexy Mama Chanel P says, KMT, love what Queen? I love the
Stop being
Queen.
a bitch, 100. Sound like a bitch.
No, that was Sexy Mama. Chanel P says, KMT, love what Queen. Dom
No,
Dos
okay, I
says...
just sound like a bitch, though. Talking about, I love them.
No, I know where he's coming from. He doesn't get us shut down. Dom Dos says, what has the Queen done for us, though? Sexy Mama Chanel P says, right, Ash, and claps. Dom Dos says, and don't forget Charles molested the butler. I didn't know that one. Okay. Our very own Welsh Princess Nadia is waving. Miss 100 Light says, Tugger. Dom Dos says, go on, Ash. Sexy Mama Chanel P says, tell them. I think talking about what Ash was saying. Dom Dos says, preach, clapping. 10 Jen is saying 100%. Miss 100 Lights is saying, wow, preach. Don't yet, it didn't make the news. Okay. It's real life, exactly. Funny how the news is owned and controlled by these people. So if you don't know, a lot of it's owned by Rupert Murdoch and co. 60 Chanel P says, boom, make them know Ash. Our very own Welsh Princess Nadia says, expose them, money and power talks. Kaiser Soldier says, look how they kept showing R. Kelly, but Einstein and his chick had an island to rape kids, and yet that story's gone quiet. Cough, cough.
Exactly.
Dom Dos says, we only know what they want us to know. The creation of Teach definitely backfired. We are woke. 60 Mama Chanel P says, thank you at Kaiser Soze. There's a lot of messages here, man. My God, my arm's getting tired. Dom Dos says, and if you aren't already awakening, okay, I think it's going to say makes you get awoke, become awoke. Making us think we need money to survive. Nadia says, hey, Carl. She puts a love heart on a nice emoji. She should have said, hey, Sticky Fingers, how are you doing? Hey, big boy. But she didn't. Kaiser Soldier says, the Queen is the Queen because of Africa. Mr. 100 Like says, don't feel like you can expose them on a small platform. Needs to be bigger, trust me. Chids.
Sorry, can I just cut in there? It doesn't need to be a big platform. Sorry, Chids. As soon as you say trigger words that then people don't want you to say, you'll get shut down. Like, don't worry, everyone's listening. Don't worry. Just saying.
Yeah, for those, in fact, on that, right? So, Chids, we're going to come to you. But as Milan said, those who've seen the film, The Enemy of the State, so it stars Will Smith, and I think it's not Gene Hackman, but I can't remember who it is, right? And he says that, he goes, a lot of things that when you're making phone calls, certain words, certain trigger words, so like you said, Allah, bomb, God, whatever it will then record your call automatically. And again, obviously it's a film, but I'm sure there are some truthful elements from that. Chids, over to you.
I think everything I was going to say I've just gone. It's all gone. My Alexa litter, my Google Nest litter, both my phones litter. I'm going tomorrow. I ain't here tomorrow, so I'm just going to say my goodbyes now. They're going to come and take me, take my child. They're coming for all of you. We're fucked. We're gone. Do you get me? No. I would just basically just say, like, conspiracy theories, whatever, innit? If you dig, you find all these things that are going on, the bad things, the sadistic things, the rituals, all the madness. It's actually happening, innit? And that's the sad reality of it. It's the sickening reality of it. Your children are actually getting kidnapped. All of what Ashley said, all of what everyone have said. But I just think it does depend on how far you want to get sucked into it. It's so easy. Once you go down the rabbit hole, you can't come back. You've seen all that shit. Once you start Googling shit and you research shit, that is it. Your eyes can't unsee and your mind can't forget. So I think it's just about educating ourselves and learning about these things, because I do think these things are happening. I think the more awareness that you have of self and of your surroundings and the world that we live in, that I think it raises the vibration, and these things can, I'm not saying that they will stop or they will cease or come to an end, but I think the more people that are actually aware and stop covering up and saying, oh, it's just a conspiracy theory, I think if we take the awareness and we make it paramount, and it will just, I think it will help decrease the things that are actually happening, because it will expose more people. People are running away now. People are catching flights, going and living on private islands, scared and all that. Do you know what I mean? And why would you do that? If you haven't done anything and it's just a conspiracy theory, why would you go and do that? But it's a whole nother topic, isn't it, really? But I think we should speak about these things. I personally don't give a fuck what government's listening on what I'm saying. Do you get me? I don't. And this is the excuse. It's like people are like, oh, don't say that because your phone's listening and things are going. Fuck that. I don't care. They're listening all the time. There's satellites in the air. Everything we're doing, people can hear us. So it doesn't matter what you say. If they're going to come for you, they'll come for you. And I don't give a fuck how small this platform seems to be. I don't care. It's a place where people have got freedom of speech. If people want to say that, you know, the government, people of power are raping children on a daily basis, sacrificing children, selling kids, doing all of that, if people want to say that on this platform, then they can say it. And anyone who doesn't like it, fuck off the live, innit? Like, end off. Yes. Peace, love, and fucking light. You know what I mean?
Can I just say, right, I don't share all of Chili's views. I don't want police kicking off my door. We already saw what happened to Wiley. We saw what happened to Wiley. Yeah.
Listen, man,
Yeah.
listen, what we're doing here, you see, this is the thing. Don't try to associate us with what Wiley did. We're not talking about any race of people. We're not talking about any demographic of people. We're not grouping any group of people in nothing. We're talking about individuals who do atrocities, yeah? And if you're afraid to talk about people that do atrocities, you're as bad as the people that do the atrocities. You understand? Straight up. Burn fire on anyone that's doing that shit, yeah?
Because people are doing it. People are hiding and people are saying, oh,
you can't be afraid to call the devil when you see the devil, fam. That's what I've been trying to tell people. You see the devil, fucking shame him, bro. Say you are the devil. Don't pretend. Otherwise, you are devil's advocate.
That's what I mean. You can't speak on these things, yeah? Don't speak, like what I would say to people. I had an argument with my friend the other day and I said, don't speak about these things in secret, you know? I said to her, well, come on the live and talk about, oh no, I can't talk about it. No, don't speak about these things in secret because you know it's happening. And by you speaking about it in secret and not being open about it, you're condoning it as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah.
And obviously, you know what it is? Because obviously for us, yeah, we're kind of far removed from it because we think that we don't really go through that. You know what I'm saying? Like none of our cousins or none of our children ain't been napped in it. So we're not like, it's not something that we've experienced. So it's kind of like, it's distant. That kind of distant from it. But the thing is, like, I was having a conversation with a girl the other day on Facebook, and obviously I've known this girl for years, you get me? And I don't really know what's going on in her life, what she's been through in rare terror, you get me? But obviously we had a conversation, and I found out a little bit, and I found out that obviously where she's going through a situation where she don't have her kids, and her kids have got taken from her, and she's someone who was taken from her parents at rare terror, so she's been through certain things, isn't it? And she's thinking, raw, like, now I don't know where my kids are, what's happening to them, and in her mind, these people got her youths, and these are the same people that did whatever happened to her, it's going to happen to her youths. So it's easy for us to act like, oh, no, I forget that, we don't talk about that. But, raw, I know this girl, and I know that she's hurting, and I know that that's what she's missing her youths, and I know that she don't know where they are, what's going on with them. And the reason why she's going through that, and she probably got depressed and this and that, is because no one wants to talk about it. No one wants to act like they share that experience, or you get me? We don't know people that go through that, because people that go through that don't talk about it. You get me? But there's people that have gone through that and survived it, but they don't feel like there's a place or anyone that's gonna be understanding for them to be able to talk about it. There's people whose kids are taken from them, and they don't know where their kids are, who's got their youths, and their kids are really getting shit happening to them, fam. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, but because people who got the voice and the platform don't want to talk about it, these youths are suffering. Do you get it? These youths are getting taken into the same care system, and it's called care system, and they're being violated. But because we don't want to talk about it, we're just going to leave them in the care system to get violated. It's not right, bro. It's not right, bro.
Right, so before anyone jumps in, there'll be some of these messages. There's a few to get through. So, Miss 100 Likes says, look what they've done to Dr. Sebi. So hopefully there'll be a Dr. Sebi documentary by Nick Cannon, hopefully. Our very own Welsh Princess Nadia says, oops, love you guys. Although I said that she should have said, I love you, Sticky, but she didn't. She also has agreed with Mr. 100 Likes. Dom Dosh says, Big Brother's watching. Kaiser Soze says, speak your minds. Don't let the system control your way of thinking. Miss 100 like says, Sticky, you're killing me. Of course, you know I'm on one today. Kaiser says, don't let the system. Okay. Dom Dosh says, bye, Chidi. You fucked. I didn't say shit. Okay, I don't know what that one means. Olivia the Ball joined in as well. Dom Dosh says, for real, I agree. Speak, Chidi. Olivia the Ball's giving some love heart emojis. Of course, that's towards me. Dom Dosh says, education is a key. I don't mean school education. 6C, Mama Chanel, please says, exactly. Olivia the Ball says, seriously. I think agreeing with what Ashley was saying. Dom Dosh says, they are trying to use scaremongering to hide all their sick devil worshipping bullshit. Nadia says, Chidi, they take out the outspoken, powerful people. Okay. Dom Dosh says, Wayfair is the shipment freight. He was trafficking kids, and we did speak about that a few weeks ago. Sexy Mama Chanel, please says, yes, I love this lady. I was talking about Chidi and with the claps as well. She also says, yes, Ash. Olivia the Ball says, release the fear-based mindset. I like that. Release the fear-based mindset. Dom Dosh says, the son of the founder of Greg's, the food chain, pedo trafficking kids, part of Pizzagate. I'm not too sure about that one. If anyone has any information on that, please share. Kaiser Sosa says, Chidi and Ash, well said, pow. Sexy Mama Chanel P says, no at Dom Dosh. Dom Dosh also says, these people are even doing it to their own family members. Nadia says, Ash, a close friend's daughter was groomed online whilst in care. Oh, that's pretty sad to hear. Dom Dosh didn't mean to say fuck, that was a typo, so I'm not sure what Dom Dosh was trying to say there, so forgive me, I was reading what they wrote. You should make sure you read what you write before you press send, I'm telling you. Dom Dosh also says, I need to read before I type, or is it Sticky finger reading? No, it's not me, it's definitely you. It's definitely you. I don't know what finger reading is, but I'm reading it on the screen. Yeah, you definitely need to read before you type. So, a lot of messages in there. I'm trying to think, who have we not gone to?
Before you carry on, can I just say, can you get a glass of water? Because you are slurring and lisping all over the place right now. And it's very unprofessional. No, water. Water, the clear juice, yeah? Because honestly, it's a lot.
I got one punch. We're good.
Sticky, you have misbehaved this week. Sticky,
exactly. And that's why Milan's trying to come for me, but it's all good. I can take it.
No.
Hydrate yourself.
Stay professional. You're slurring and lisping.
Guys, my mother is video calling. Why? Shall I answer it or shall I just block her? Shall I just cut her off?
Answer it.
What do you mean? We're not gonna encourage you to cut her off. We're not gonna encourage her.
Okay, hold on. Wait there. Hey, mother. Look, say hi to everyone.
She knew what she was doing. Jan, you knew what you were doing.
You can't take her anywhere.
Man.
Oh, God, you just the pop tonight, Jay.
Oh,
no,
man,
you didn't. No, you didn't, Jobs.
You wanted to be famous. Say hey.
She knew what time it was.
Oh, I love her.
That's Carmen.
Hi, Mama.
She's
Hi. You good?
Man, listen, I'm going to call you back.
Alright, don't worry, Jay. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Actually, kids, right? Olivia says, yay, mum. Dom Dosh says, hi, Auntie Jan. Olivia says, I love your Sagittarius mum. Dom Dosh says, she kills me. Nadia says, Janice. And Dom Dosh says, she's Insta-famous Auntie Jan.
Oh, that woman kills me. I'm going to bring her on.
Yes.
A very wise woman, you know.
Yeah, you need to invite her on.
Make sure you got a 3-hour show for her segment. Goes on.
Should be like at the end of the day.
It's tomorrow now, Jane. Can you get some points?
Oh, love my room.
Now, guys, we got about 20 minutes left before the live kicks off again. Or
Okay.
end. So, should we get on to our final topic, which
All right,
is
fine.
Carnival 2020 now? And in fact, Chidi, at this point, when we record the live, right, when we no, don't worry, we're back yet. When we record it for YouTube, right, at this point, this is where you need to insert Cher's video right now, okay?
How? Okay, okay. So what I'm gonna do? So this is at this moment.
You ain't got to explain to the people how.
No, I'm going to. I'm explaining it.
You got 20 minutes.
It's gonna pause, and then boom.
So yeah, so those who are gonna watch it on the YouTube, we're gonna insert Cher's video of her dancing, moving the waist, the hips, the legs, the thighs, the lot. Yeah, even. You know, you've got boobs as well. I mean, you've got the lot, right? You'll see it on
everyone who's seen the video, comment now. Yeah,
now.
Comment now. Fire signs. Yeah,
Can I just say, she's my real life cousin. Same blood runs through our veins. I'm just real life. Because I'm so proud.
So can we get a family video next time? Or
oh yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Don't bloody start.
We're gonna do a TikTok.
I'm here for. This is why I joined the labs on a Wednesday. So
we need the WAP TikTok. The WAP TikTok.
Yeah, I'm about it. I'm going to do that tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be practicing.
Can I say one thing about Carnival? Adele. No, I'm going to say this now. Why is it the only people that actually seem to have the problem with Adele wearing that hairstyle are white women?
No, babe, black women got upset. I don't get it. No, babe, black women got upset.
Can people just shut their mouths?
I wasn't upset. I just thought,
listen, personally, I'm gonna be straight. I didn't see what the viral, why it was viral, why it was a conversation, why it was an issue, why it was anything.
It was viral.
I'm like, bruh,
because she's confident.
Get me? Adele's lost weight.
Yeah.
I swear she was in yard as well. Like, I swear she took the picture in yard. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, and she said today would have been London Carnival, and Carnival's a yard thing. So it's kind of like.
I just think it's because it's Adele. It's not because of anything else. It's just because it's Adele. Like I said, I have my personal opinion on certain things when it comes to cultural appropriation or whatever. But I don't think what she was doing was that. I just think people are free to do whatever they want to do. She wasn't being offensive. She wasn't doing. I don't think it was anything to do with that. At the end of the day, like my thing, I just thought that she. Obviously, when she was bigger, I don't think she would have posted a picture like that. She's got a newfound confidence. She's gone through a journey. The woman's been through hell, do you get me? And it's more than weight loss for her. She is actually going through a lot. So I just think that people, they will jump on the bandwagon, especially when it's a celebrity. If she was any white girl who dressed like that, did her hair like that, nobody would have said anything. It's because it's Adele. And do you get me? I just said, go on, Adele. I just wanted to bring out an album, remix everything. Do you get me? Do a little thing or whatever and that. But it's just like, I just think people are really getting at her now. They need to allow Adele. Just give it a little break. Do you get me?
No, 100%. Like, these people don't go on holiday and get their kids' hairs braided back and then the hair slicked down and the one with and it's got the pink thing in it. Like, you do it too. But because Adele did it around Carnival, it's not like she did it on a March afternoon, like just posted up a picture. Like, it was Carnival, like she said.
She knew what she was doing.
When you go to Carnival, there are so many different people and cultures and things there. It's not just black people that go to Carnival. There are white people that go. There are Asian people that go. Do you know what I mean? There are people from all walks of life. So just because she posted a picture and has locks in her hair.
She knew what she was doing, though. She definitely knew what she was doing, though. Because she knew she was going to get a lot of backlash from that, a lot of attention, a lot of, do you get me? So I do believe it was done purposely, 100%. I agree with, I think that. But, you know, whatever the reasons are behind it, is...
Hold on.
What part though?
Let me read some of his messages quickly. All right, hold on.
Before we read the messages, though, I want to know what part. We'll get lost in what we're saying because we'll hear something in the message. What part did you think that she consciously did and she knew was going to be controversial? What part?
Because of the times that we're in and because of everything that's flying around and because...
But she was singing Nicki Minaj rapping the whole bars and that before. So...
Sorry?
I'm not... Like, is it the hair that was controversial or was it the Jamaican flag bra that was controversial? I'm just trying to understand.
I'm not trying to say it was... It's a hard thing. Like, I got nothing against her. It's just, it's like, it's whatever, innit? Whatever you want to wear, you wear it. Whatever you want to do it. But I just think that at a point, conversations were had about that. We can't just say she just, you know, whether she done it to celebrate Notting Hill Carnival, whatever, however she did it. She knew what she was doing as Adele, the superstar. She knew what she was doing. It's not, she never, I'm not saying that she's not celebrating or she's not showing recognition for the carnival for what it is and what it represents, but I'm just saying if you're a big ass superstar like that and you dress that way and you do that, you know what you're doing. You're going to get a massive backlash from it.
Hold on, let me read some of these messages, all right? Sexy Mama Chanel P says, KMT. Dom Dosh says, isn't that what carnival is about though? The cultural experience.
Yeah.
Sexy Mama Chanel P says, I would have said something. So I'm assuming that she's not, approval of it. Dom Dosh says...
That's my auntie. I know what she's like. She you get me? She'll punch that. She'll punch that up as well. You understand?
That's her revenge body. Snap back. She's making sure her ex sees the picture. Olivia the Ball says, yes, with the braids. Free Spirit Nat 87's got a love heart emoji type, beautiful eyes. She said she looked amazing. And if I could have gone this year, I would have fully turned up. Fair enough. Sexy Mum Chanel P says SMFH. Olivia the Ball says she looked the bomb. And yes, she knew. And yes, she knew she's confident and she don't give a fuck. Okay, cool. Got a message here again. Dom Doss says, I don't think she did Chili. Look at her ex. Look at her homegirls. Does anyone know what ex looks like or homegirls? No? Anyone? Okay, cool.
But this is what I mean. It's always made to be about a colour thing. It's always about a colour. It doesn't, like, I surround myself with, I got a lot of white friends. I don't try to adopt their way of looking or their way of being, or like my Irish friend, I'm not going to try Irish or to celebrate her. Do you get me? I think it's just down to, it's down to being individual. And it can be perceived in so many different ways. I just think sometimes, for me personally, I'm being exposed to it by like white women. Sometimes they do beg it. They do. And it's fact. They do. I told you about my experience with a white woman at Carnival, what she did, you know, dressed up in African attire and all that. I just thought, well, what is the point? I don't get it. That's you're doing it. That's if you're doing it to celebrate certain things, like with Adele, she has knowledge. Yes, she has knowledge of that culture. She's been around it. She's grown up around it. But there are a lot of people, a lot of white women out there who have no knowledge of the culture or the struggle, but yet they want to adopt that thing, the look. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, that's what it is. I don't like people who do that.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I was a dancer, and we did a lot of stuff in which we would every year, back in Cardiff, we did the whole carnival theme, yeah. And like we did a performance every year for 3 days, and it was like a 15-minute grand performance, but we had to adopt the African attire to celebrate the routine of that dance that we were doing to celebrate. So I don't believe, like, I that was before the time. I was never brought up having to be educated on cultural appropriation because it wasn't a thing. It was a case of I was brought up around these people, so nothing was different.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Does that make sense?
And we were taught about it beforehand. Carl, you
knew damn well if you were disrespectful, you were smacking them out.
Exactly. And
I
it's
know,
like,
but you know what I think, yeah? Obviously, man don't know the experience. Like I was saying before about the black woman experience and the black man experience, it's very different, yeah? Because we don't get to say that we're offended by people acting like us. You know what I'm saying? We don't get to say that because it's so normal now and it's been happening for so long that it's just culture now. You get it? It's not black man behavior because now people will say, how can you act black? Do you get it? Where before that would saying acting black would be something that everyone would understand, yeah? But now it's not because it's no longer acting black, or no longer dressing black. You get me? It's just culture, yeah? And we've had to accept that. So it's no longer offensive to us as men, yeah? But for women, it's still offensive, isn't it? And that's the point, isn't it? Like for black women, it's still offensive, like to try to be like them or try to act like them because they haven't been celebrated enough. Do you get what I'm trying to say? They haven't been celebrated for long enough. It hasn't. You understand? So I get that, and that's what I just want to make it clear. Like it's not necessarily about race. It's just that for black women, it's not. They're like, hold on, it's not fair for you not to try to be like us now because 5 years ago you were chatting shit. You can't. You get that, and that's where they're coming from with it, and I totally get that. And as a man, I feel like I can easily be like, oh, you shouldn't do that. But then that's the same thing. I can't say that you shouldn't do that because it's how they feel, and it's how they feel as a majority. So that means you gotta take it for what it is. You gotta take their opinion. Man's opinion about it doesn't really count because man's talking to it, thinking of it from an outside perspective. I'm not a black woman, so I'm not gonna get how they necessarily feel about it. You get me? But I have to be honest and say that is real. It's real. It's not fair. For me, as a black man, everyone acts like man. So it's cool. And man understand it because it's been happening. It's been part of hip hop culture, it's been part of movie culture, whatever. It's been part of culture for long enough now for man to accept that people want to be like me. Yeah? But for our sisters and our mums and our aunties and our cousins, it hasn't been long enough because when they was in school, you don't weren't fucking with them. You get it? So now, out there, you try to want to look like man and walk like man and talk like man, do your hair like man. Now, I get it.
Guys, I've got a few messages to read, right? But before I do, Cher, I'll go to you first. Cher?
Cher's frozen.
Sorry,
No,
what
she's
did
not
you
frozen.
say?
So I've got a few messages to read, but before I do, I'm going to come to you first.
Yeah. So I've got mixed feelings about it. On one hand, I'm looking at like, you know, you can wear what you want. You're free to wear what you want. Put what you want, you know. But on the other hand, I feel like as black women and how we're judged when it comes to our afro hair, our braids, and then it's being used in a certain way, do you know what I mean? And with the whole Jamaican flag thing as well. Personally, me, I'm not Jamaican, so I wouldn't wear a Jamaican flag because it doesn't represent me. But that's me personally. So, yeah. Even one time, my friend, she gave me a Jamaican flag, and she was messing around. She was like, Cher, you're more Jamaican than me, so you can have this flag. I was like, nah, I'm not having that flag because I'm not Jamaican, so I don't want to represent something that is my culture, do you know what I mean? Even though I'm Caribbean. But yeah, I just feel like things need to be treaded lightly when it comes to these type of things. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you can wear what you like.
Definitely. I'm going to read some of these messages and I'm going to come over to Miss Milan. Also, before I read the messages, right, for those of you on the Insta Live watching or watching on the YouTube later, if you're wondering why Carl's screen looks so bright, because he's actually in Australia right now, and I believe the time is, was it 10 to 8 in the morning? Oh, 8:45 in the morning. So he's actually in Australia, so just so you guys are aware. But let me read some of his messages. Olivia the Bull says, I agree with Chidi. She was aware that wearing that would cause attention. Dom Dosh says, not the husband, the ex before him, the one all them love songs are about. Okay. Sexy Mama Chanel P says, yes, Chidi. Right, Chidi. And then Dom Dosh says, she doesn't try to be black. She has always embraced the culture. Sexy Mama says she doesn't live it. Okay, fine. There's a lot of to and fro here, as you can tell, right? Dom Doss says, I feel like they strip us, then diss us. I think will be similar to what Cher was saying as well. Sexy Mama says they don't live our lives and want what we have to go through. Okay. Dom Doss says, accurate, Ash. Exactly, my nephew. So that's out to you, Ash, as well. Right, I can't wear that hairdo to work, but it's okay to make our culture hair. Oh, as a novelty. Okay, fine. Dom Doss says, for real, black boys wouldn't spit on me. The white boys, however, they wanted chocolate cake. Sexy Mama Chanel P says, kiss my effing teeth. And Kaiser Soldier says, respect and listen to your mothers and life will be good. Mothers are our key to paradise. Millie Rock, our queen of banter.
Amen.
What's your views on this?
What about the Adele thing?
Yes, and the Jamaican flag and the braids and the twist, whatever it was.
Yeah,
Cultural
like
appropriation,
it
or
was supposed to be carnival. Like I said, if she done it on a rainy March afternoon, then it wouldn't make sense. It would be like, but why did you do that? Okay, cool. You want to appreciate the culture, but in March, like, do you know what I mean? There would have had to been a caption underneath it for it to make sense. But she done it on Carnival weekend. Like, am I the only one that just sees it like that? I don't know. Because to me, it doesn't affect me. I don't feel offended by it. I don't feel that I should now find a platform to talk about. Not like that. I mean, to diss her or to talk bad about her. I think go her. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, it was supposed to be Carnival. In Carnival, in the bands and stuff, you would have seen white girls with the like head dresses on and all the feathers shaking their bum, just the same as a black girl or man or an Asian. Do you know what I mean? Like it was because it was obviously Carnival didn't happen, and she was there by herself posting up her picture. Let her post her picture. Do you know what I mean? It's not like she comes every day or every week or something and she's there on her, like, using her platforms talking in a Jamaican accent or, you know, trying to do songs with that. No, she just wore a Jamaican flag bikini top, had some like knots in her hair, and was living her life. Let her live Carnival. Do you know what I mean? How do we know that she didn't have a whole Carnival party in her house and there was other? Well, it's COVID-19, so it would have been a secret party.
She looked like she was in the yard, fam, when I looked at the picture.
I think she was, because wasn't there like black people in the background? If they was offended by it, don't you think they would have said to her like?
Offensive, yeah. I don't think it's offensive at all. Like what she done. I don't think there's nothing to even really talk about. But I just understand. I understand the theory of, wow, now everything that we stand for or everything that we create is cool enough to promote. But when we was living it, it wasn't good enough for us to cut through. But now it's popular. You lot can rock it and promote your thing with it.
This is the thing. It's like,
and that's
the black women.
Not to say that
for me.
Not to say that is a particular. Not to say that picture is a justification of that feeling. But I understand the feeling. I understand the thought. Do you get me? Of why it's like a kick in the face when not necessarily the Adele situation, but if we're talking on a bigger scale, it happens a lot where now, like you said, you can't go to work with cameras and certain things, but then it's all of a sudden they're walking down the catwalk and everyone's got cameras and do-rags on and that. But when
can I touch on that?
Hold on. Wait. Mills, hold on. Let me go to Chids and I'll come to you, then I'll go to Carl, yeah? But let me read some messages first. So I'm going to read the messages and go to Chids, Milan, and Carl, yeah? This one says, from Dom Dosh says, thank you, Millie. That's my point exactly. You hit the nail on the head. Sexy Mama Chanel says, where was it Carnival? ? We are on lockdown and Carnival was cancelled. Dom Dosh says, remember, Carnival is our time to celebrate ourselves. Our very own Welsh Princess Nadia says, yes, Mills, it's about showing love, respect, and appreciation of other cultures. Sexy Mama Chanel P says, My tongue is bleeding, really want to say what I really want to say, but I'm not. Do you know what? I think we should invite her on for the last 10 minutes, you know.
You should
You don't want to do that. She's smoky, I'm telling you.
Dom Doss says, embrace
Smoky.
us and be free, with lots of different flags. Sexy Mama Chanel P says, no people, don't find it offensive because we've been brainwashed into thinking that it's not offensive because we have always told we've got a chip on our shoulders.
But
It's offensive. Hold on, wait, hold on.
That quickly,
Hold on, hold on.
Yeah, go on.
It's not finished. We're gonna, hold on. It's offensive if I said she could wear it as a novelty, but I can't wear it to work. And Dom Dosh says, I agree with you also, Sexy Mama, but it's blown out of proportion. And the real dominant goddess is back again and says, big up Cher, but I think she's in love with sticky fingers. So that's a whole nother story, okay? So
before we cut, I hear what you're saying, but you see, like other cultures, they do things like, you see, like Diwali, Asian Mela, all these different things. When people go there, they will throw in the Asian clothing and they'll do the Asian whatever face paint and that just to fit in with what's going on. So sometimes it's not as deep as we're making it, but I understand why it is deep. Other people are not going to see it as deep as you, as black women see it, because you're not black women. So you're not going to see it how they see it, innit? Which is fair. And after a time, like I said last time, it will take time. You lot might not accept this shit. Fine. But your grandkids, it's going to be normal. Because by the time your grandkids are out here, there's going to be a lot more black people, a lot more mixed people, a lot more people with mixed black heritage, a lot more people that are going to be exposed to black culture, and they're not going to be as offended as you lot are. Whether you accept it or not, that is the true facts of it. It's not going to be so offensive in 50 years because everyone is going to already be trying to act black. They're going to be trying to act black for decades now. So you know what I'm saying? So when it's decades of people acting black or women trying to act like black women or emulate black women, once it becomes normal and it becomes something that's happened over a space of 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, it's not going to be offensive no more. It's just going to be culture, just like it is for man. Do you get?
All right. So the real dominant goddess says the lockdown has had a strong on us, and Sexy Mama Chanel P says, no, you don't want me on the live. We're going to go over, so we've got less than 10 minutes to go, guys. So Chids, who's just dropped off? Where's Cher gone? Chids, we're going to go to you, then we go to Mr. Carr, then back to Millie Rock, and we'll wrap up here. So we've got less than 10 minutes to go. So Chids, sorry about the interruption there. So over to you.
I can't quite remember what I was going to say. It's kind of gone out of my mind, but I think, I'm not saying that if there's anything wrong or there was nothing wrong or offensive about what Adele did, what she was wearing or anything. Like, go Adele in it. For me, I was looking at it more as her as an individual rather than it being about race or color or culture. Do you know what I mean? But I just think that for me, I hope that it does get to a stage, and it's not even hope, it will get to a stage where it's not going to be offensive to, our children and our children's children, etc. But just for me personally, as a black woman, I do find it offensive. But parts that I find offensive is you want to adopt our style, our look, and everything that we stand for, everything that makes us strong black women, but you're not willing to learn or accept the struggle that we've had to go through. I've sat down with my white friends, they don't want to hear about what I've had to go through as a black woman. They're like, no, I can't believe it. That never happened. And it did happen. It happened. But you don't want to know about that. You just want to know, like, you want to know how many meals it's going to take for you to put in your lips for your lips to be the same size as mine. You want to know what country you can go to get your bum bigger like mine. You want to know all those things, but you don't want to know what I've had to go through as an individual black woman. The black woman is the most underrated woman. They say it's in America. It's all over the world. And it's fact. We're underrated by Asians. We're underrated by any culture. We're put down in some kind of way. So, and like, a man's never going to understand that. Anyone who's not a black woman is just not going to understand that. So I just think it needs to be more highlighted. If you are going to adopt our culture, I beg you go and do your research first, please.
Agreed. We've got 5 minutes left to go. Milan, was it Milan? Then we'll end with Carl as our special guest. So we've got less than 5 minutes, guys. So Milan, to you.
I just wanted to say, I think the hair depends. Like hair in going to work depends on the industry you're in, and in the industry you're in, it's said to not be professional. Because I went into work today with this is my bed hair from this morning. This is how I went to work today, and I've done all my fits, and I was in people's cars fitting the flash cams and stuff, and this is how I went in. No one could tell me that I couldn't. Do you know what I mean? So, and there's a girl upstairs who literally, she will change the color of her hair every day. She has braids with like purple bits in it, black, like pink bits in it. She will come in with like little, I don't even know. She just has loads of hairstyles. So I think it depends on the industry you're in and what is deemed as professional and like not professional. But as well, if I straightened my hair, I'm not trying to be white. I just wanted straight hair. Do you know what I mean? So it's like when...
Yeah, but would you straighten your hair if your work told you had to straighten your hair in order to look professional?
No, I mean on a normal day, if I wanted to straighten my hair...
I'm asking you, if your workplace said you have to straighten your hair in order to look professional, would you do it?
No.
Because that's basically the basis. If you can't... Obviously, if you want to straighten your hair, you straighten it because you want to. But if you have to straighten your hair in order to look professional, that's a problem. Because your hair isn't...
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Of course. Your hair isn't straight naturally, so if you have to go against your nature in order to look professional, isn't that a problem?
No, of course. I was just saying.
Your nature is professional.
Like, that's what I mean. I think. Sorry.
Hold on, guys. All right. So look, before we wrap up, let's go to Carl, and then we're going to wrap up because I said we got less than 3 minutes before the live cuts out. Okay. So Carl, we're going to end with your last one to speak, please.
2 quick points. Beyonce now, her latest album that's just dropped, very African inspired and influenced. She's getting backlash from Africans.
Exactly.
Like, where does this actually stop on?
Like, that's the same thing. Though.
People put too much time.
They feel like she doesn't accept that. They feel like she hasn't done their research on their culture. That's how they feel the same. They're like, you've never been to Africa, you've never been here, but you want to do our music. They feel the same.
Yeah, but like if you look in the past, she's brought in full-on African-inspired people. African people who didn't even know who she was. She brought them from the tribe for her to be taught dance routines and rhythmic stuff. Like I think she's done enough to find out about cultures. Yet this is the whole thing of like, where does this actually stop? Unless you're being a racist asshole, then get fucked and back off a bit. Like, somebody's doing something to bring something forward to a bigger audience. I don't think she's trying to glamorize Africa. I think she is trying to show Africa. Do you know what I mean? And in terms of Adele doing this thing, like the whole thing about Carnival for me in Notting Hill is about celebrating and bringing cultures together. People here, when they ask for the hair to be done, Black culture here isn't a big thing. Like, they don't go and say, I want to be like this Black woman. They're like, oh, I love what she's doing. It's how this is being perceived is how it's getting messed up with everyone. Like, some people are going, oh, it's on the race bandwagon. I don't think a lot of it is. Yes, there are minorities who are making it a racial thing.
You know, I couldn't agree more with Carl, but you know what, guys? We're going to have to wrap it up because the live is about to cut out. So first of all, I want to say thank you to our special guest, Carl, all the way from Australia.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
So guys, we will be back next week, Wednesday. We say 9:30, but for some unknown reason, we seem to end up late and start a little bit later. But we're back next week, Wednesday at 9:30. If you're on Instagram Live, make sure you follow the TruuuTalk podcast. We're now on Twitter as well, and this video will be uploaded again on YouTube. So until next week, thank you for joining.
Video from Cher.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining in. Thank you for taking part. Thank you for sending your messages in, and we'll be back again next week, Wednesday, 9:30. Right?
Everyone, man. Larger all my people. You know it's love every time. Show.
Love you all.
Goodbye.
Till next time. Freedom.